"Won't you sit down, madam?" inquired a voice, and they turned to find a tall man in a black coat coming out of the wood with a table napkin over his arm. Mary Poppins, thoroughly surprised, sat down with a plop upon one of the little green chairs that stood round the table. The matchman, staring, collapsed onto another. "I'm the waiter, you know," explained the man in the black coat. "Oh, but I didn't see you in the picture," said Mary Poppins. "Ah, I was behind the tree," explained the waiter. "Won't you sit down?" said Mary Poppins politely. "Waiters never sit down, madam," said the man, but he seemed pleased at being asked. "Your whelks, mister," he said, pushing a plate of them over to the matchman, "and your pin." He dusted the pin on his napkin and handed it to the matchman. They began upon the afternoon tea, and the waiter stood beside them to see they had everything they needed. "We're having them after all," said Mary Poppins in a loud whisper as she began on the heap of raspberry jam cakes. "Golly," agreed the matchman, helping himself to two of the largest. "Tea?" said the waiter, filling a large cup for each of them from the urn. They drank it and had 2 more cups each, and then, for luck, they finished the pile of raspberry jam cakes. After that they got up and brushed the crumbs off. "There is nothing to pay," said the waiter, before they had time to ask for the bill. "It is a pleasure. You will find the merry-go-round just over there." And he waved his hand to a little gap in the trees, where Mary Poppins and the matchman could see several wooden horses whirling round on a stand. "That's funny," said she. "I don't remember seeing that in the picture, either." "Ah," said the matchman, who hadn't remembered it himself. "It was in the background, you see." The merry-go-round was just slowing down as they approached it. They leapt upon it, Mary Poppins on a black horse and the matchman on a grey. And when the music started again and they began to move, they rode all the way to Yarmouth and back, because that was the place they both wanted most to see. When they returned, it was nearly dark, and the waiter was watching for them. "I'm very sorry, madam and mister," he said politely, "but we close at 7. Rules, you know. May I show you the way out?" They nodded as he flourished his table napkin and walked on in front of them through the wood. "It's a wonderful picture you've drawn this time, Bert," said Mary Poppins, putting her hand through the matchman's arm and drawing her cloak about her. "Well, I did my best, Mary," said the matchman modestly, but you could see he was really very pleased with himself indeed. Just then the waiter stopped in front of them beside a large white doorway that looked as though it were made of thick chalk lines. "Here you are," he said. "This is the way out." "Goodbye, and thank you," said Mary Poppins, shaking his hand. "Madam, goodbye," said the waiter, bowing so low that his head knocked against his knees. He nodded to the matchman, who cocked his head on one side and closed one eye at the waiter, which was his way of bidding him farewell. Then Mary Poppins stepped through the white doorway, and the matchman followed her. And as they went, the feather dropped from her hat, and the silk cloak from her shoulders, and the diamonds from her shoes. The bright clothes of the matchman faded, and his straw hat turned into his old ragged cap again. Mary Poppins turned and looked at him, and she knew at once what had happened. Standing on the pavement, she gazed at him for a long minute, and then her glance explored the wood behind him for the waiter. But the waiter was nowhere to be seen. There was nobody in the picture. Nothing moved there. Even the merry-go-round had disappeared. Only the still trees and the grass and the unmoving little patch of sea remained. But Mary Poppins and the matchman smiled at one another. They knew, you see, what lay behind the trees. When she came back from her day out, Jane and Michael came running to meet her. "Where have you been?" they asked her. "In Fairyland," said Mary Poppins. "Did you see Cinderella?" said Jane. "Ha! Cinderella, not me," said Mary Poppins contemptuously. "Cinderella, indeed." "Or Robinson Crusoe?" asked Michael. "Robinson Crusoe, pooh!" said Mary Poppins rudely. "Then how could you have been there? It couldn't have been our Fairyland." Mary Poppins gave a superior sniff. "Don't you know," she said pityingly, "that everybody's got a Fairyland of their own?" And with another sniff, she went upstairs to take off her white gloves and put the umbrella away.